going to play well with middle-class voters, and that's where the Tories need to make inroads, so that's where it's aimed.
Guys, we'll have to leave it there. I'll see your stuff in the paper tomorrow.
You bet.
You bet. Boyd Ehrman and Andy Willis down at the Globe and Mail. Now, another story we've been following today is wheat, and wheat has bounced back today after plunging more than 11% to its biggest drop in about 22 years. The price of a bushel is at record highs 7 times in the past month, fueling food inflation and putting pressure on food manufacturers. For more on how the golden grain is deflating his own profits, we're joined by Shasha Navazesh. He is the CEO of the Shasha Bread Company and chairman of the Artisan Bakers Quality Alliance. Shasha, great to have you in.
Thank you.
First question really has to be, with grain prices soaring like this, what is it doing to your bottom line? How much money are you losing?
On the grain level, the prices are increased between 22 to maybe 27 or 30%. But if one funnels down through the chain, from the farm goes to the elevators, from elevators to miller to millet, then the price goes up even up to 70%. So on my bottom line, we are taking around 15 to 20%.
That's a big cut off the bottom line. Now, you make specialty breads, including biblical bread. If I buy some biblical bread, is that I just buy one loaf and I can feed everybody in the newsroom?
You're just going to become a greater Christians, and as a Christians, you just feed everybody.
Well, you make organic breads, and there is probably a pretty high demand, but a very smallish market. Are you able to adjust your prices to insulate your margins?
Yes, I would, but our policy at the Shasha Bread Company is not to just pass the price in the short term to the consumers. We try to funnel this through all the chain. So I would take some of the beating on my bottom ends, the elevator that elevates the grains, the farmer that he sells it, the miller that he mills it, the distributor and the broker, and eventually the retailer. So if we can shave this off among all of us so that the consumer is going to take a less beating. If I just want in short term pass it on to the consumer, every penny that I increase in price, the broker takes 5, distributor takes 35, retailer takes from 35 to 45, even 50. So you can imagine what happens to the consumer. And that would really, even though I've got a niche market and I've got the consumers that they are not price driven, they're more awakened consumers, but it still is quite a bit of raise in price.
Shasha, you say it's not a consumption problem here in Canada, it's an output problem basically at the prairie level. What is going on then at the wholesale, at the farmer's market, really?
I think there's more than a couple of factors that contributes to the wheat prices going this way. One is, of course, is a panic in the market. You know, that everybody wants to jump in a bandwagon and make a penny out of it. Secondly, environmental is getting damaged, and the global market is demanding more as a consumption. So if you take all those factors of a global market demands, we are 6 billion of us living here, we never lived, and we damage the environment, so we grow less. Our yields are becoming less because of environmental issue, and we demand more. So the price of a commodity eventually is going to go up, and it's nothing that indicates that's going to come down. But it will level out. It's not as like I'm at farmer level, I can tell you, I buy grains at the farm level. I buy the grain, actually, if I contract grain, and I elevate it myself, and so I already foresee these things coming years ahead, and I start doing it. So I take less beating. But in general, baking industry will go through this panic for a while, but I don't see any indication of that grain price will come down in any shape or form.
So how are you going to insulate yourself then for the future? You're suggesting that wheat prices are going to continue to climb because of global demand and global issues. Yes. What then, and on your own bottom line here in Toronto, are you going to stretch your margins?
By automating the line, having a better distribution, buying a first hand, and eventually the meat business are going to get pushed out of this business. I mean, when you have a broker in the middle, so he's going to have a hard time to make his money. When you have elevators, he's going to have a hard time to make money. So the best way for me to remedy this problem is to follow what I've been doing and buying a grain from the farm, so cut off the middleman, automate on my end, and negotiate with my retailer and my distributor so we all can make money out of it and become pragmatic, you know. So
and profitable.
Yes.
All right. Shasha, thank you so much for coming in today.
Pleasure was mine. Thank you.
I've been speaking with Shasha Navazesh. He is the CEO of Shasha Bread Company, and he's the chairman of the Artisan Bakers Quality Alliance. Now, coming up on trading day, CIBC has already warned the market about its billion-dollar write-down, but what can we expect from the other major banks this quarter? Analyst Michael Goldberg joins us next for an earnings preview.